Hey guys, Arin Darcan here, and today I want to talk to you about a conversation I was having with a fellow business guy, and I thought it was a really cool mindset to have about services and business and that sort of stuff, and I thought I'd share the story with you. So one of my friends, he has it doesn't really matter what company it is, but people phone up his company and want to make orders, they have questions about what he sells and some other bits. And he can waste a lot of his time obviously being on the phone and having to reply to all his emails or reply to all the questions and whatever else. But instead, he decides to outsource that to a company so he can completely free himself from that part of the business. People can phone up, they can make orders, they can ask questions, do everything without him. And it's quite a big part of his business. So he probably gets something like, I don't know, at least a couple of calls every single day. So maybe let's say 15 minutes a day is spent, maybe 30 minutes a day is spent answering phone calls, replying to emails, that sort of stuff. And so when he was telling me about this service, I was like, that sounds really cool. I'm glad this helped. He basically just had to give this company a load of information about his service, give them some frequently asked questions examples and give the answer to them questions, and then the company gets on with it and they just got to redirect to their phone and that's all it is. So I was like, okay, that sounds great. You get your free time now, you can focus on other parts of the business. You're now removing yourself from the business. So you're not in the business as much anymore. You're more working on the business, which is awesome. So how much does it cost? What's the price? And his reply was, I can't remember the exact amount it was, but ultimately he laughed when he told me the price. It was like £30 a month, $50 a month, let's say. And he was laughing because he felt like he was literally mugging the other company off. He felt like they've obviously, maybe they haven't made a mistake with their price, but clearly they're not pricing their thing properly, because they could probably charge $500 a month for this service and he would have bought it because it just adds so much value to his company. And so when he was like $50 a month, he was just like, yeah, it's ridiculous. How, like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happened there, but just don't tell them anything. Don't bring it up, don't say anything. They take the money out every month and that's it. Just be quiet. Hopefully they don't notice. That's essentially what he was getting at. And obviously the company knows what they're doing. Obviously they haven't made a mistake. Obviously I hope to think they've got good margins. But I thought to myself, if you can get your service to that point. Get your service to the point where you're adding so much value compared to the cost of your service that people literally think you made a mistake with your price. I freaking love that. I thought that was so good. And so he's laughing about it, but ultimately the company, they know what they're doing, they know what they're charging, and they're just offering a huge amount of value for the service, which is awesome. That's so good, because then you get people thinking you've made a mistake. And I wanted just to touch upon that quickly and just say that that should be the mindset that everyone has regarding their business. I'd love for my clients to speak to their friends or speak to business colleagues or whoever it is about my service in the same way and say to them, yeah, I'm working with Arin from Team Follow Up, and yeah, he's only charging me this much a month. All other companies are charging triple that. So I'm not sure if he's made a mistake. Maybe he's new to business. Maybe he doesn't know. I would fucking love that. That would be so good, because it just shows me that the value I'm adding is so immense. So let's say you got your value here and your price here. I'm not saying that you should be lowering your price so the value seems amazing compared to the price, because if you lower your price, there's a whole other problem with this. It means that your margins are gonna be smaller. It means that your clients aren't gonna be as invested into your service. Ultimately, the whole service is gonna be a lot worse off by you charging less. So don't do that. That's not a good idea. What I'm saying is add so much value to your service that your price stays the same, or even maybe even goes up, but your value is gonna be all the way up here because you're just adding so much more. And something that Hormozy said, that obviously Alex Hormozy, I love him, always go on about him. Something that he said about this was that imagine that your next customer had to be the source of all of your new customers. You couldn't do any lead gen, no marketing. You couldn't do any sort of lead generation in any way. You had to rely on all of your new customers coming from the recommendation from that one customer. And you're not even allowed to ask them for a testimonial. You're not even allowed to ask them for a test. You're not allowed to say to them, hey, can you send me some referrals? You can't ask them anything like that. You just got to do such a good service that he can't help but shout about you guys and just tell everyone about you guys. That's the sort of service you got to be aiming for. And if you do that, plus you're doing lead gen and marketing and everything else, your business is going to grow a crazy amount. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So when you get to the point where you can add so much value to your service that people literally think you made a mistake with your pricing, that's amazing. I love that. That's the aim you should be going for. And that's a great mindset to have, to think about what kind of value you can actually offer your clients as a part of your service or as a part of your product. So I hope that makes sense. Just a quick one today. But if you like the video, if you've got any questions, please like and subscribe, please comment below, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.